Hey guys, today I want to introduce you to a concept so powerful that it might seem like a hidden superpower, one that very few people ever talk about. What I'm referring to is the power of controlled silence when dealing with women. Now, before I dive deep into this and explain its nuances, let's first get clear on what it is and, just as importantly, what it isn't. Because like any powerful tool, it can be used for both good and bad. However, I strongly encourage you to use it in a way that enhances your confidence and relationships rather than manipulates. Controlled silence is often misunderstood. It's not about being awkward, antisocial, or dull. Instead, it's about making a conscious choice to speak less, listen more, and observe rather than react impulsively. Imagine you're at a social gathering. Instead of trying to be the loudest or the most entertaining person in the room, you take a step back. Quietly absorb the atmosphere and pay attention to the details most people overlook. Now, I get it. This approach might feel counterintuitive. Society constantly tells men that they must be the initiators, the pursuers, the ones who chase and prove their worth. And while taking action is an essential part of attraction, since men naturally tend to be the hunters while women are the nurturers, there's another element that often gets ignored. Sometimes the most impactful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Sometimes the strongest move you can make is no move at all. There's a quote I love that says, "The quietest man in the room is often the most powerful." Of course, this doesn't mean being silent makes you dangerous in a harmful way. It means that self-control is a form of strength. Let's explore 5 key reasons why a quiet man can be the most influential in any room. 1. Observation. Men who embrace silence tend to be highly observant. They notice subtle details, read between the lines, and pick up on things that others overlook. This ability allows them to understand people's true motives, detect opportunities, and avoid unnecessary mistakes. While others react impulsively, they analyze situations carefully, giving them an advantage in both personal and professional settings. 2. Self-control. One of the defining traits of a quiet man is his ability to control his emotions and impulses. Instead of reacting instantly, he takes the time to weigh his options and consider the possible outcomes of his actions. This level of self-discipline prevents him from making rash decisions and allows him to act strategically rather than emotionally. 3. Confidence. A man who doesn't feel the need to constantly talk or seek validation radiates confidence. There's a saying that goes, "Confidence is quiet, insecurities are loud." People who constantly seek attention are often compensating for deep-seated self-doubt. On the other hand, a man who is comfortable in silence shows that he doesn't need external approval to feel secure in himself. 4. Impact. When a man chooses his words carefully and doesn't speak unnecessarily, people naturally become curious about what he's thinking. His silence creates an aura of mystery that makes others pay close attention when he finally does speak. Because he doesn't waste words, everything he says carries more weight and significance. 5. Intelligence. Many quiet men are deep thinkers. They speak less because their minds are busy processing information, analyzing situations, and planning their next moves. While others are playing checkers, they're playing chess, always thinking several steps ahead. This ability to strategize makes them highly effective in social interactions and decision-making. Now, let me share a personal story to illustrate this point. A few years ago, there was a guy at my gym who was always the loudest person in the room. Every conversation he had to be heard by everyone, and he made sure to flex and show off at every opportunity. I'm sure you've encountered people like this, those who feel the need to constantly grab attention. For me, attention-seeking behavior is a major turnoff. So when this guy approached me multiple times and asked me out, I politely declined. One day, he asked me, "Are you just not interested in dating anyone, or are you just not interested in me?" I replied honestly, "I think you're a great guy, but I feel like you don't know that about yourself. You're constantly seeking attention, and that's not attractive to me. You don't need to prove anything. You're already a handsome guy. But the effort to get people's attention makes it seem like you're trying too hard, and that's why I'm not interested." Meanwhile, there was another guy at the same gym who was the complete opposite. He didn't socialize much, kept to himself, and didn't feel the need to be the center of attention. Because of that, he stood out to me in a completely different way. When he eventually approached me, I was genuinely excited to get to know him. This is the power of silence. When a man knows how to control his words and actions, he becomes a mystery. Women are naturally drawn to mystery because it makes them curious and eager to learn more. For example, if you're on a date, instead of dominating the conversation, let her do the talking. Listen intently, observe her expressions, and respond only when necessary. This keeps her engaged and intrigued by your presence. And here's an important key. When you practice controlled silence, you must also show her that you're fully present. That means maintaining eye contact, giving her your full attention, and resisting the urge to check your phone or fidget. Silence is only powerful when it's paired with undivided attention. The same principle applies to texting. Instead of constantly sending message after message, keep your responses brief yet meaningful. For instance, if she texts you saying, "Hey, I had a long day at work. How was yours?" Instead of writing a lengthy reply, keep it short and intriguing. "Busy, but nothing I can't handle. Any plans for the weekend?" This keeps the conversation flowing while still maintaining an air of mystery. In a world where everyone is trying so hard to prove themselves, the way to stand out is by mastering self-restraint. A truly confident man doesn't need to tell people how valuable he is. His presence speaks for itself. The high-value man doesn't need to announce his status. It's evident in his energy, his composure, and his self-control. The moment you embrace the power of controlled silence, you become an irresistible force that naturally draws people toward you. That's it for today's video. Until next time, take care and stay confident. See you soon.